You know when the red lights on. Flea likes when I sing though.
Nah, I
Favorite
don't.
perspective. Now you embarrassed to say it on camera. It's all good. I
Yeah,
understand. We'll keep it behind the
yeah,
scenes.
Flea. I know I make my man smile. Yeah, we in the
The
building.
Dom, your
Let's
man's doing
go.
the Tony Yayo, aka
Oh,
Flavor
man.
Flav.
The Tony
Dom
Yayo
dropping to my
Flavor
left.
Flav.
He's the temp. What does that mean? Temporary Dom?
Yeah, it means I'm only on here for a bit.
Let's go.
That's Dom dropping to my left. All ball underneath him. Pause. Yo, yo, yo. Are we live?
Flea's here. I'm here, y'all. Let's get it.
Flea to the right. I don't like your tone, Flea. I'm Fabian perspective. Expected so accepted.
Let's go.
Listen, man. We're kicking it off. I want to Dom go first about 4-0. Knicks won 4 games in a row since OG, because you gotta go. But I want to know your thoughts from the outside looking in. Whatever you were able to capture, what do you think so far about the Knicks?
I've only gotten to watch the first 2 games, and it looks as good as you could have expected it to look. OG's been really good. His defense has stood out. I've seen more clips of him on Twitter since he become a Knick, which was just inevitable. And yeah, that's basically all I got. I've watched 2 games of the Raptors too, to see the other side, and they look pretty good. So far it looks pretty decent for both sides. And yeah, but no bold takes from me. No like anything's changed. I still think that the Knicks are at best a second round team, but I like the move. OG Anunoby, he's gonna be very worshipped, I feel like, by you guys by the end of the season.
Oh, ball.
Hey, 4-0 since the OG trade. More so, I'm just excited that we're moving in the right direction. It's been a long time since Knicks fans and Knicks organization can be actually happy for something. We got the right players in play. We have our superstar. He may not be superstars for others, but he's a superstar for our Knicks. But I don't like where does Mitchell Robinson fit in at now when he comes back? I have a problem with that because I like Mitch, great defensively, defensive, one of the best rebounders in the game, but he clogs up the paint. So we do have some things to think about. We have some good problems. Also, I just seen something on the Knicks page, a little bit of news. They've been exploring trades for Julius Randle, but the Knicks is going to keep him and Brunson together for the year to see how things pan out. So just to give y'all some heads up, and Woj said it. Remember, Woj was speaking indirect. He couldn't just really come out and say it, but the other day on ESPN and now the news I seen today, people want to come to the Knicks. We're exciting. We just look real good right now. It's just that one player that's going to have the guts to just come out and straight up say, I want to go to New York. But us being 4-0, this is just the beginning. I think we can get to the Eastern Conference Finals, depending on who we play. I'm not afraid of you know what's crazy? I'm not afraid of Milwaukee. I'm afraid of Boston. I'm not afraid of Philly. I'm just being honest. I know I'm a nut Knick fan and I could be jumping out the window. But if we're fully healthy and we can play every night how we played the other night, I think we just as good as anybody. The only team that I think we would have a major problem with is Boston. Milwaukee, Chris Middleton isn't healthy. Philadelphia, like I said, the only matchup problem we probably have is,
That's the only reason why Milwaukee you're not afraid of them, just because Chris Middleton hasn't been healthy?
Yeah, because I think without Chris Middleton, they're a totally different ball club. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yes.
What about 2 superstars? How do you think about your boys so far? Let's just that's
yeah, Dom, get on him. Get on him, Dom.
Say it again.
He's asking about the watch that got lost. That watch that has been lost ever since we went to Milwaukee is gone. What happened?
I wouldn't go that far.
No. Well, how much loss have he gotten? They have a great record. He's playing solid. Once again, this is what I said in the beginning. I said Dame Lillard in them is championship or bust. So it don't matter if he has a great regular season. If you get into the playoffs and you don't do well, then this is all for nothing. So for me, I'm waiting for Milwaukee to get into the playoffs to see Dame time. Giannis is going to be Giannis. But this is about our Knicks. Right now, we have one of the best duos in basketball with Brunson and Randle. Right now, we have 2 all-stars. And I'm gonna be real. I want to see who's going to be the starting point guard for the East. Is it going to be up for grabs between Halliburton and Brunson? For me, right now, it goes to Brunson because we have a better record. But yeah, 4-0 since OG, and I think at this time we're just going to continue to get better and make the great move. So I'm very excited to be a Knicks fan.
Oh, we live.
Listen, y'all know I'm like super excited about this OG shit. I've been calling for OG for like a year now, right? Last year when we traded for Josh Hart, we went 9-0 after we traded for Josh Hart. We trade for OG, we are now 4-0, right? So like over the last 18 months, the Knicks have made like little incremental steps going in the right direction. Go get Josh Hart, go get DiVincenzo, go get OG now, like just small steps in the right direction, adding little pieces, not pieces that are game changers, but pieces that are going to matter when we're trying to make a run at getting one of these stars. Like they're going to look at our roster and be like, all right, let me look at this roster, see what this roster looks like. Can we make a run at this thing with the guys, with the pieces that they have? So I like this OG thing. He's unlocked a lot of different things. He puts Thibodeau in a position to play Deuce McBride, which I love, like getting Deuce McBride in the rotation. We just extended him 3 years, $13 million. So I feel like we got to play him. He's been playing well. He always comes and plays defense, but he's looked confident in shooting the basketball. Like I like what he did the other night, coming in first quarter, hitting those 4 threes, didn't miss a 3-pointer, 12 points in the first quarter. Like that was that helped us, gain some momentum in that game. We beat the dog shit out of Philly, but that was a big reason why we started that game off red hot and really got them out of here quick. OG also unlocks Isaiah Hartenstein. He's opening up that floor and allowing, Isaiah Hartenstein to be like the anchor of this defense now. Who would have thought that Hartenstein was going to be the anchor, replacing Mitchell Robinson, blocking shots, rebounding basketball? I'm talking about 20 rebound games, right? Like he's playing out of his mind right now. And I think that's a big reason, I attribute that to OG being there, just giving us some life on the defensive end. Before OG got there, we weren't playing well defensively. We're like in the bottom half of defense. We can't stop nobody. We could score with the best of them, but we can't stop nobody. So I'm super excited about this OG deal. What it's done for us. It also gives us the clear-cut duo on this team, Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle. We don't really have to worry about if incorporating RJ Barrett into the offense. We do lose IQ, but we got a clear-cut 2 guys that we're gonna go to take us home every night. So shout out to the Knicks, man. We look good.
But real quick before Fabian go, Fleet, great point. And I think what we losing quickly, we make up with Deuce, Hart, and DiVincenzo and Grimes. So, like I said, listen, man, those were some great points. I'm excited. Go ahead, Fabian. I'm sorry.
15 rebounds for Josh Hart the other night? Like completely in the glass up? Like, come on. Like,
that's who he is, though. Like, that's who Josh Hart. We need him to never think that he is a fast break starter. We need him to never think he is an option in a half court.
He's getting the
need
ball.
him like
I have to stop. That's where we get a lot. I told you this the other night. I want him to give it up, right? Get it and give it up. But when he does that, the other night we had 23 fast break points, I think in the first half or something crazy shit like that. I like when he pushes the ball, but push it 3/4 court. Don't get into the paint. Once he gets into the paint up in the air, we don't know. So I feel I don't know what he's going to do with it.
I agree with everything you said until you said 3/4. Keep it 1/4. You got 2 dribbles, Josh. Give that shit up.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Stop. Yeah. Anything outside of that, I'm a defender. I know. Hold on. Let him have that ball for as long as possible. We're going to get you. That's just sports. So I think, to your point, that trade helps the balance of Josh Hart going, hold on, this is who I am. I'm the underdog that had to figure out who I was in the league. We talked about this the other day, Flea. I'm so athletic, but I can't score like KD. I can't, defend like, OG. But I figured out how to be this 6'5" rebounder, super rebounder. Let me get back to that, especially when it's possible, especially against the the Sixers or the Wizards. He got 15 against
Sixers.
The Sixers. Embiid was looking slow. With like, it's not Hartenstein. Can we stop with like SGA is the biggest SGA and Halliburton? Not even we didn't. Leon Rose didn't have a chance to draft SGA. That wasn't on him. They would have drafted him because he was a Kentucky guy.
I think it might have been Halliburton we missed out on.
Halliburton we missed on.
So Halliburton is his biggest hiccup. So we got to stop with the can't develop under this thing anymore, and we got to start giving props. Isaiah Hartenstein. The only reason why I knew who he was because Dime said, "Yo, you're gonna really like that guy. He's very smart. He passes really well." I'm like, oh, okay. You gave me your word. Let me see. And I start watching him. I've never been disappointed with him. Maybe at the beginning of last season, and even then it was a comfort thing. And Tom Thibodeau got in his ass, and then he even admitted it. And ever since then, it's been like, yo, this guy's tough. Top of the key, what Philly has Embiid doing now. Obviously, Embiid's a super version of what anything Hartenstein can do. Top of the key, Hartenstein passes that ball, bro. And what do we say against Philly? Flea Hartenstein, unlike Josh Hart. I don't mind him with the ball because what did he do? Fake pass. Or you what you say that? You sagged on me? I'm gonna go to the basket, try to do a little lefty layup. Whatever he's like, he just plays so smart. That pickup, along with OG, right now, like how big is that in terms of complimentary for your team, for an organization, bro? Not the superstar guys we keep talking about. That like I can't like 20 rebounds, and then every time he has an opportunity, he goes and does that. Not just there 10 rebounds serviceable, and he has an attitude. Gets punched in the face. He's a hockey player out there, man. Like I like this dude. He's a New Yorker, bro. He looks clean, might get a nice little pretty boy haircut. But he gets dirty, man.
Black, y'all.
You know, to me, the old
That's black, y'all.
Yeah, y'all both make great points, right? But the OG trade, y'all stupid. The OG trade, this is what the OG trade did that a lot of people isn't talking about. That's why I love our platform and I love y'all as my brothers. With the OG trade, remember what I told y'all. RJ Barrett and Quickly was taking away shots from Randall. And to me, Barrett isn't good enough to take away shots from players. So bringing in OG just opens up a whole nother can of worms. Now you could put Deuce on the floor. Now Grimes and DiVincenzo, as we saw, can now play the parts that they were made to play. Knock down shots. With Quickly there being, remember, borderline starter, it's hard to give those guys minutes or shots. With Barrett being so drafted high, we have to fit him in. So now with those guys not there, listen, now Randall could be more aggressive. He can get an extra 5 to 10 shots. So it makes our superstars for us happy on the court. So I think the OG trade was smart. And a lot of people they downplaying this trade. This trade is one piece closer to us being championship contenders. It makes the Knicks sexy again. And it also makes a superstar or any other player at that level go, if I go over there, I'm still going to get my shots. Because OG ain't even like that.
That's what I'm saying. He's not a high maintenance dude. He's not looking for shots. He's not going to be taking 10 to 15 shots a game to be effective. This dude might score 10 points just off of cutting to the basket. Just cutting to the basket, being open. I'm going to get 10 points, but I'm going to work my ass off on the defensive end. Like that is something that you can't. It's hard to find guys that want to do that. Right. We can name guys on maybe two hands, that have no problem being in the game, going and getting stops. So I gotta
disagree with the IQ was taking shots away, because if it was possible to trade RJ Barrett and let's say a first round draft pick or even 2 first round draft picks, let's just say to keep IQ on the bench right now, and you add OG, that's a different dynamic because now you don't have to worry about somebody handling the ball and coming off the bench. Like we're looking for that right now, and I think IQ I don't want to underrate that at all. Like I miss him to death, bro. Because if we had him, damn, like I know we're 4-0, but a lineup with OG, IQ who D's up, DiVincenzo who D's up, Hart who D's up. We see what happened. Remember what I said about Barrett. I know for a fact I gave him a chance because he played a lot with the second unit and I wasn't impressed. Randall, we see your flaws when you play with that second unit. It's your chance to play with the second unit and go crazy, and you don't go crazy. So we need that bench guy or somebody to play with that second unit to overcome what IQ gave us, bro. I think that is going to be a major factor, especially in that third quarter we saw off Lee against Philly, where they were kind of stagnant and we didn't see that other guy break. Now, Deuce McBride, I'm saying I would love to see that more often, but it's not proven.
No,
and we saw against the Wizards.
No, but hold on, cut you off. Sorry. That Philly game, that third quarter, that was Tibbs' fault. For one, Deuce was on fire. I don't even think he played them the whole second quarter. And then in the third quarter, he wasn't even in the game when we was going through that stretch where we couldn't do nothing. And they kept trying to feed Randall the ball to get going because he never got it going. And it's like, yo, what are you doing? So to me, this is where coaching has to play a major part. You go ahead, Flea.
No, I was just going to say that the IQ thing is a little tricky because he was so good coming off the bench that you knew that he was a starting level caliber player. Like you knew that he could be the guy starting on your team if you didn't have Jalen Brunson, right? If you didn't have Brunson, we'd have to go with IQ as our starting point guard. I think we'd be stupid not to, right? So it's like, as you're watching him develop just as a coach, from a coach's perspective, you're watching him develop, you know that you got a star level player that starts, like, right? We didn't have like, no shade, but we don't have a Tyus Jones starting for us and IQ's playing behind him. No, we got a guy that, is proving himself and is on the cusp of becoming an all-star level player starting for us. And IQ's playing behind him. So it's almost like, we had to do something for the betterment of us and for IQ. We're almost looking out for him, putting him in that deal because now he's in Toronto. He's a starter. He's gonna get up. He's gonna get the minutes that he deserves. He's gonna hit the shots that he deserves. He's gonna be the head of the snake over there in Toronto. So I think it's almost perfect for both parties because now we get a guy coming off the bench that is cheaper because we was gonna have to pay IQ. We just gave Deuce McBride 3 for 13, so a lot cheaper. A guy that's invested in playing defense because you're still going to need that coming off the bench.
Right.
And he showed you that he can get hot. I don't know how often that's going to happen, but he needs to start putting, just stacking the days together, just becoming more and more confident. We didn't know who IQ was. The average fan didn't know who IQ was coming out of Kentucky, and now he's a Garden favorite. Deuce McBride, Deuce let loose, whatever the fuck they were saying, right? Like he's gonna start becoming a fan favorite when he sees the floor more and more. So this is I think this works out for us, in the long run.
Yeah.
All right.
Big shout out to Taj Gibson, man. I know they let him go today. But big shout out to Taj, man. Came in as a professional. Did what he had to do. They said we let him go because now that even that roster spot opens up for, guys that want to come through. But big shout out Taj Gibson, Brooklyn in the building.
Knicks, give him a front office job. Give him something. He needs to be working for the organization.
Yeah.
It's funny because I heard that Tibbs say he's going to give Taj Gibson a coaching spot as soon as he was cut. And as soon as right after I heard that, I heard he was cut. So I haven't heard him confirmed to be with on the Knicks bench yet as a coach on the coaching staff, but probably get there soon. I wanted to touch on this. Knicks 4-0 with ever since OG Anunoby, and we are 8th in offensive rating and 2nd in defensive rating in that time. So we're doing great, and OG really did change things, balance things out, put everybody in their proper place. And you could tell we excited over here, man.
Yeah,
we excited.
Before we go to the next topic, I just want to say, remember, my opinion, moving RJ and Barrett, it gives Randall and Brunson more opportunity, more field goals, more shots. And I'm just saying, look what they've been doing. I'm not saying they could keep this pace up for the whole season, But these guys give you 30 plus. So, like I said, if they can become a legit 1-2 punch, listen, man, yeah, they gonna have to deal with us, Fleet. Listen, people can make fun all they want.
Yeah,
I have to deal with us, man.
Somebody, go ahead, Fabian.
Nah.
No, somebody hit me on the side that watches our show. And the pause, that was crazy. And they said, they said, you know, I ain't want to say nothing to you, Flea, but Knicks are one of the teams to beat in the Eastern Conference. Like, they're gonna be one of them teams that is gonna pose certain threats to teams that you think are just gonna walk through the Eastern Conference. You know, like a Milwaukee, like I was talking about, like a Philly, right? Like, we played Philly really tough the other night. And
Thanks for bringing that back up, Flea.
And Julius Randle,
we didn't stress that enough. I'm sorry.
Julius Randle did not play well, meaning he did not shoot the ball well, right? And we thumped them, like not beat them. We thumped them by almost 40 at their crib, with Embiid going for 30 and 10, for Tyrese Maxey going for 28. Like, their stars played well, and we thumped them at their crib. So that just goes to show, when we lock in, right? When we lock in on defense, when we take advantage of fast break points, when we get points off of turnovers, right? When we turning teams over and getting points on turnovers. And the other big thing too is what's going on right now. I don't know if we're going to be able to sustain it, but we're shooting the 3-ball like no other right now. We are shooting the basketball really, really well right now. Check it, Fabian.
No, I will. I wanted to ask you, because you know, when you're hot, you're hot. But come on now, OG and that, we talked about that left corner. Even Clyde Frazier said that's his spot. That's his spot. He was hyped. That's his spot. Left corner. That changes everything, because he looks like he's 7 feet when he's shooting the ball, but he's 6'8" or 6'9", whatever he is. That opens things up. Like, Randle is allowed to be Randle. Randle also said after the game in the offseason, he watched himself on tape. He was like, yo, I'm shooting too many threes, man. I don't know why I'm not going to. I got to take advantage of my body, what God gave me. What the hell have I been saying the last 3 years? I couldn't believe he said that. I said, you've been watching the show, man. Julius, Mrs. Randle, I know y'all watching. I'm sorry for all the criticism and everything, but I had to do it to you because now you sound like me, and I appreciate everything. Not that I'm egotistical or anything like that. Whatever. The point is, that's the second pair of superstars we did that to, Flea. I'm glad you brought that up, because Embiid and Maxey had superstar numbers, but boy, didn't it not matter, and it didn't feel like they had 30. Just like Ant-Man when he came here the first time. That's how it felt like. Like, yo, he had 30? It didn't look like it. That's the OG effect, man.
We shutting the water off on everybody else. Everybody else getting off, and we shutting everybody else water off. Exactly. Like, you know what I'm saying? I love it. Like,
I'm not gonna lie. I'm sorry, Flea. Only dudes that played ball, I can't lie. This is the difference between, you could tell I ain't playing no damn high level. Y'all be having the illest. How you say that?
The phrases,
metaphors. Hell yeah. I forgot you said the layup. What you ever think about the layup? Oh my God, you shut their water off. Oh, yo, that's crazy.
Oh, you know what he let us say when he sat him in the chair?
Yo.
You see OG is doing it, bro. That boy,
I love it.
Yo, man,
I love it.
I don't care. And we ain't looking no comments yet. And I'm sure they probably killing us for how much we are loving. Because I'm looking at guys, right? I'm looking at guys, you know, around in the space that we're in. You know what I'm saying? The space, this independent space, this sports media, this basketball media space. And everybody is stressing the fact that now we're going to have to be in a position to overpay OG. Nothing about that dude screams ego to me. Right. Like, nothing about him screams ego. Yes, he's going to want to get paid. I get that. He's a professional, an NBA player, he's a professional. He's going to want to get the money he's earned. But what I'm saying is, I don't look at this dude, see how he plays on the basketball court, see how he's embraced by his teammates, all of that kind of. I'm talking about, we played Chicago the other night, and DeRozan is gushing over this dude, right? Like, just fawning over this dude after the game. I'm looking like, God damn, like, you know. So He's well liked, around the league through his peers and shit like that. I do not foresee us breaking the bank to have to keep this dude. We're gonna have to pay him, but I don't think he's gonna put us in a position where of being able to have flexibility and play other guys. So I don't want to, I just wanted to say that because that's the running narrative right now for people that's downplaying this move is that, okay, now you're going to have to overpay a 3-and-D guy. And I think he's a little more than just a 3-and-D guy.
Good point. Before we go to the next topic, I'm going to just say this. That hug between Embiid and Brunson.
What did I say? I said something to you live, baby. Go ahead, too. I said he said something in his ear. All
I'm going to say is this. Last season, I was on live with Matt Guard, right? And he called me on the side. Big shout out Matt Guard because he have a lot of insight, right? And I said, Matt Guard, Embiid want to come to New York. You know what he said? How you know that? Because Embiid, the guys that represent him is my man. And I said, bruh. And the reason why they were saying he didn't want to come, the rumor is because of Tom Thibodeau, right? But now he may be changing his mind. But all I'm going to say is this. That hug for a regular season game, yeah, okay. Hey, Flea, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
If you telling me guys ain't looking at that guard, at that blue and orange and going, I'm play here 41 times?
I'm telling you.
Shout out to everybody in the comments. I think it's 15. We got 15 guys on the AllBall TV live channel. That's amazing.
Big shout out.
I remember it being that much. I always wanted to. We got like 5,000 views on the last video.
That was dope.
About DeRozan coming here. Yeah, that was amazing. Even all you guys that be hating, all the YouTube police, I love you guys because you guys just put the comments in there, keep popping it up. I really don't care. But the point is, I love y'all, man, because y'all made this thing pop off, helping us get going with this. Shout out to everybody in the comments. Boss man, greetings. Michael Lapadula, Danny Berry, Stoxino,
Big shout out
Fish.
Man.
I just gotta leave this with I'll put one comment because we gotta laugh. I'm sick of Flea with the frat bucket hat and the Stephen A. Big legs.
Yeah, Fish.
Big shout out Fish, man.
Big shout out Fish. Yo,
if there's anyone who could really just have me
what
in
up,
stitches.
boss, man? Wow,
yo, that was great. That was
and
great.
we talked about not hampering our team with the big contracts and getting desperate, and we flirted with the whole idea of having these two superstars and the two superstars who are not flourishing. Mr. Number one option, the LeBron James, Anthony
segment.
Davis.
Y'all favorite segment. Here we go.
2-8 Lakers. Flea, you can start it off. This is our favorite segment. We're gonna have too much fun. Yeah, please. What do you think of them? Are they gonna lose to the Clippers tonight? The number one looking Clippers, by the way.
They're gonna get thumped.
The reverse.
They're gonna get thumped by the Clippers tonight. Like thumped. They're gonna get thumped by the Clippers tonight.
Hold on. Please explain the morale of a team, how they feel, and why you think they're gonna lose and get thumped by them. Like, what is that feeling? Capture the spirit for me.
It is January, going into mid-January, right? The trade deadline will be here faster than you know it. Rumors are gonna start kicking up, and guys already have said on all of these podcasts, they've clarified this for us. NBA players listen to everything. They watch everything. They see everything. They hear everything. And not everybody is strong mentally to just go out there and be that professional and go out there and play tough every night. OG was on the trade block for months, but just played consistently well for Toronto, kept his stock high, didn't start dogging shit. And now he, you are put in a position to be able to move him and somebody wants him, right? So what I'm saying is that this Laker team, the only thing that I think is in favor of them is that the guys that they're looking to move are still young, right? Because none of them, their stock is not high. Like, I don't see any team jumping out the window to go and get Cam Reddish or going and getting Taurean Prince or going to getting D'Angelo Russell or, going to getting Rui. All of these guys are good NBA players. I'm not saying that they're bad players, but what I am saying is, what is their real value? What for them, those four alone, Is there a team out there that has a player right now that says, I'll give you player X and you give me those guys back because they're going to help me? Again, I'm not knocking them. I'm just saying what they bring to a team is glaring because you see them playing next to two of the best players in NBA history. These are two of the guys that we will be talking about forever in LeBron James and Anthony Davis. And those guys look like deers in headlights right now. I want to go back to something like everybody was saying to you, I was getting a lot of like from family, friends, everybody was hitting me up and they were asking me, where was your man AllBall when the Lakers won the in-season tournament? And I had to throw you a lot of bait, bro, because that's bullshit to equate them winning the in-season tournament to them actually playing consistent, good basketball. Right. The in-season tournament, I think, was like Tuesday and Friday. So if they happen to win Tuesday and Friday, doesn't fucking mean that they've been playing really good basketball for the entire season, right? They won the in-season tournament, great, right? But if we're looking at this thing in totality, the ancillary pieces, the pieces that you're going to need to play well to win a fucking championship haven't been playing well. And this has been consistent. I jumped out there at the beginning of the season when we was doing our team rankings, and y'all always kill me for it. I said the Lakers are going to be #1 at the end of the season. I was dead wrong. Dead wrong. I'll own that. I was dead wrong. But I was dead wrong because I'm looking at it now. They don't have any shooting. Nobody knocks down shots outside of LeBron James and Anthony Davis, and maybe what's my boy's name? Austin Reeves. Yeah. Austin Reeves, right? Maybe he has value. I think I left him out. He may have some value. A team may look at him and say, I like how he plays. I'll take a look at him. But they don't have any guys that hit consistent shots. They don't have anybody that creates shots for themselves, right? Another legit playmaker. D'Angelo Russell is so inconsistent, so you can't rely on him when he's out there on the floor. Like, nobody aside from Anthony Davis and LeBron James can actually go get it and go get you 25 on a good night. I don't kill me with that Austin Reeves shit. He's good. He's good. He's good. But in the conference finals, when AD is out of gas, LeBron is out of gas, and you in game 3 and you need this game, can you get Austin Reeves to go get you a game in the Western Conference Finals? Right? You need a guy that can go do that. So the Lakers in trouble right now. They need to do some things over there. I don't know what they need to do, but they need to do some things over there. They need to explore going and getting another playmaker. They need to go explore going and getting another ball handler, like another guy that's going to handle the basketball. Miss me with that. LeBron James is going to play point guard for the rest of the season. You're going to get yourself fired doing that, Darvin. Don't do that. You're going to get fired just saying, here, you run the point guard, take us home. That can't work. So there's some stuff that needs to go on over there in Lakerland. Well,
y'all know I'm excited for this topic, but I'm going to go a different route, right? Let me just say this.
I need to get some water.
I'm happy they're a disaster, right? Y'all know me. But I want to say something. I was watching Rob Parker, big shout out to him, Rob Parker, and what's his man, the odd couple?
Chris Broussard.
Right. And they went on a rant for about 8 minutes talking about the Lakers, right? And I'm only shouting them out because I like their stuff, right? But they say things that we've been saying for months. But it's just that they have bigger platforms, so of course they got a larger crowd, a larger fan base. That team is not as bad as everybody's making it out to be.
I agree.
They have 2 of the top 15 players in the NBA, and on any given night, they have 2 of the top 5 players in the NBA because Anthony Davis' skill set on both ends of the floor is like no other. The only one that maybe can compare to him is Embiid if we're talking both ends of the floor. And defensively, Embiid has nothing on Anthony Davis. LeBron on any given night can still be top 5 in the league. Now, look at certain rosters. Look at the Miami Heat roster. You telling me the Miami Heat roster is better than the Lakers roster? You telling me my Knicks roster is better than the Lakers roster? Like we got to start being for real. You telling me the Pacers roster is better than the Lakers roster? You know what's the difference? Those guys believe in each other, they like each other, and they fighting for each other. The Lakers have a solid crew. You have NBA people that have been watching the game for over 50 years that's going, hold on. D'Angelo Russell ain't no bum. And y'all decided to re-sign him. Why you re-sign him? Yes, Austin Reeves is the next great thing. Hachimura is super good. Still got Vanderbilt. What happened with Christian Woods? 6'10", 6'11 guy that can stretch the floor. So for me, I don't think the Lakers team is as bad as everybody's making it out to be, because I can give you at least 3 to 5 rosters that's worse, and they're doing much better. I think the Lakers don't believe in themselves. I think they don't like each other. They're not fighting for each other. You have 2 superstars that, my opinion, I can be wrong, they already got their championship. They could care less. I'm just being honest. I think LeBron going to the Lakers, remember, Fade, y'all can go back to when LeBron went there. The whole basketball world, from former Hall of Famers to current players to greats, you know what the narrative was, y'all? All LeBron got to do is get one. If he win one championship with his duration with the Lakers, it's all good. My whole thing is Darvin Ham should have never got this job. It's sad that he's going to be the scapegoat. But Flea, to your point, unless a KD, a Giannis, or Embiid go there, there's no player that's going to help them. Even if DeJounte Murray goes there, what is that going to do? So for me, they got to work with what they got. And I think they have enough to where they shouldn't be this bad. To me, it's an excuse, because in the beginning of the season, everybody was excited. Not saying you, Flea, but just the whole basketball world.
I was one of those guys.
People was, yo, they got Christian Woods, they got Cam Reddish, they got Vanderbilt. Oh, they re-signed D'Lo. Yo, they signed Austin Reeves, LeBron, AD. So for me, like I said, we can name a couple rosters, and I give you one major one: Miami Heat. You're not telling me Miami Heat roster is better than the Lakers roster with Jimmy Butler in and out the lineup.
But you know the biggest difference with that too.
No, I know, Flea, but I'm just saying, when you have 2 veterans, 2 champions, you got to pull that together, Flea.
I know, but I think we letting this dude Darvin Ham off the hook too easy. Like, he has not coached well at all.
Agreed.
I don't think he's been a great.
He's terrible.
I don't think he's a great coach. I despise the things he says in these press conferences. That shit is awful. Like, hearing him talk and just, lack accountability, during stretches like these. Like, they had stretches like this last year. And it's a marathon. It's always, this is the NBA season, it's 82 games, it's this, it's that. But when you're in the midst of stretches where you're playing bad basketball, you have to be accountable as a coach and say, look, I got to be better. Look, I got to put my guys in positions to be more successful. Hey, look, I'm not getting it done right now. Yes, my guys are not playing well, but I'm not getting it done right now. That shows a lot from a young head coach. And I mean young in terms of NBA experience. Not a young guy, but in terms of NBA experience at the head coaching spot. This is his second year. Like, you got to be in a position where you're showing accountability, because I promise you, if he loses this job, Darvin Ham might not get another head coaching job in the NBA.
Flea, hold on. Before Fabian go, let me ask you a question. The rumor, was this true that when LeBron went to the Lakers that they looked at Tyronn Lue? Right? Now, your opinion, why Tyronn Lue isn't the head coach of the Lakers? Can I give you mine while you're thinking about it?
Go ahead.
LeBron James doesn't want to be coached. Tyronn Lue gives pushback. Tyronn Lue ain't no pushover, which, remember, I'm not a big Tyronn Lue head coaching guy. I think he's overrated as well. He's doing a great job right now. Listen, I got to give props when props is due. Right now, wonderful job with the Clippers. But my opinion, this is why a guy like LeBron, when people think we're hating or we put too much on it, no. People are scared to be honest. He doesn't want to be coached. So you get these coaches in there. This is the big shout out to Dom, our other 4 sportsmen brother who got a wonderful job he going to do tonight. This is the 4th head coach since LeBron been a Laker. I'm saying for me, if we say coaching is part of the problem, then LeBron got to be part of that problem as well, because I think he don't want Tyronn Lue because it's going to be some blowback and some pushback. He ain't going to just let him do what he want.
Yeah, I think there was a level of control that Tyronn Lue was looking for when he come into that head coaching spot, and the Lakers didn't want to give him that. Not the, controlling, picking the roster and all of that kind of stuff. I'm just talking about from a head coaching standpoint, how much control he was going to have. I don't think even up to Buss, Pelinka, Braun, I don't think none of them really wanted to give him the type of control that he has as a Clipper. Like, as the Clipper head coach, Ballmer empowers him. Like Lawrence Frank, they empower Ty Lue. Like, do what you got to do to make
run the shit. Right.
Do what you got to do to make things happen. I don't think he was going to get afforded the same opportunities as the Laker head coach. I just shit just wasn't going to happen.
And even he's struggling with that, because there was not just whispers, there was screams about Kawhi Leonard taking the second half off the last season, and they didn't, like, he was tight. Ty Lue was tight, but I'm pretty sure that was nothing compared to a LeBron James led team, the Lakers big time team, where they're like, they might usurp Ty Lue's power, and Ty Lue does not seem like a pushover. Darvin Ham doesn't come off like a pushover, but your coaching style is pushed over. It just is, because I don't get it. All they're complaining about is your rotations. What is your style? What is your system? And when AllBall was going through all the teams, I'm like, Miami, the Knicks, the Pacers, they all have a system. Now in Miami, the system is Spoelstra, and you plug in the right players and it works. The Knicks, the system is Thibodeau. You got the right players, it works. The Pacers, Rick Carlisle, I always call him Jim Carrey. Rick Carlisle has a system. He was a defensive guy, flipped it, and went totally offense because he has the right guy and played towards his personnel. That's amazing, just like Mike Brown with the Sacramento Kings. What the hell is the Lakers system? Like, as you're saying that, I'm like, that's why the coach got to get a lot of blame, because you don't have a system that we can recognize. And I was trying to give 90% blame to LeBron James. Maybe that's exaggerated. I mean, the Lakers ultimately got to get the blame. How do you not see this coming? Like, a second-year coach, we saw already in Cleveland when he got Black fired, first-year coach. He's gone. So, like, you didn't see LeBron. He's not a first or second. I'm sorry, I don't care what anybody says. He's not a first or second option, because everything is about recovery. Like, that's what the whole, I know the PED allegations are all funny and everything, but the reason why it's present is because when you're older, it's hard to recover. So when you go 1,000 miles an hour in December like that and celebrate like that over something that you shouldn't really be celebrating over, about what doesn't really matter, and then you do this afterwards, you deserve all the smoke, man.
But you know what? I want to ask Flea a question when he come back on screen, if he can hear me. Did you hear what Gil right now? Because Flea, you played at a high level, so I want to ask you a question. Darvin Ham, if you're a Laker, are you listening to Darvin Ham? All jokes aside. No, because did y'all hear what Gilbert Arenas said? like, Flea, you played at that level. So it's almost like, that's like me coming to coach you. Nigga, you don't get out of here.
Yeah, I get it. It was go ahead, finish that.
Right, when y'all get a chance, and I want you to respond when y'all get a chance, listen to what Gilbert Arenas said. Like, yo, bro, Darvin Ham, what he trying to make up for? You get what I'm trying to say? So, Flea, your opinion, playing at that level, you get a new head coach that in your mind, this nigga was a bum. I'm not saying he was.
No, wait.
The mindset.
No, he went in because he was saying you never understood what it was to be on the court, be nice and understand. Like, he's supposed to be picking this thing up. Like, what is wrong? Like, Gilbert Arenas went in.
So I want Flea's opinion, because like I said, he played at a much higher level than me. When that happens, how do y'all as players, what's the mindset when you feel you have a coach that you know damn well you ain't going to respect? Does that really happen?
Well, I think that all depends on the player first. I think that all depends on the player. If you're a role player, if you're a guy that is a specialist, right, is a shooter, right, if you're a guy that's a hustle guy, like if you're one of those guys, then it really is not going to matter the credentials and what the coach did and shit like that, because you just, you love the game and you getting on the basketball court because you do one, maybe two really good things. But the guys that are the guys, right? The guys that the nigga you looking to put the ball in the basket, you looking to take you home, you looking to change whether you win or lose games. Those guys, be honest, tend to want to have to respect the guy that is calling the shots from the sidelines, right? Now, you want your players to just respect the coach regardless of what he is, because he's been designated the coach.
Right.
But a lot of times in these positions, NBA level, guys you've been watching your whole career, you knew Darvin Ham was an NBA level player, but amongst his peers, amongst that 450, he was
right.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
So I get it. I don't think it's a disrespect to the game when players do it, but I don't think LeBron James and Anthony Davis disrespect the game to the point where they don't respect him just being the coach.
Right.
Now, some other guys on that team, maybe, I don't know, but you need a bigger voice for what they have over there. The two guys that they have in place and the roster that they have, if you're not going to change it, there needs to be a bigger voice. Like Lou would be a bigger voice in that locker room.
Right.
There's a few coaches around the league right now that have bigger voices. Carlisle's voice is big. Nick Nurse's voice is big.
Guys like Udoka and all that type.
Udoka's voice is big, right? Like there's coaches around the league that when they walk through Mike Brown's voice is big. Like,
come on, look what Nick Nurse is doing in Philly. Like,
his completely has changed how they attack, period. Like how they play the game is completely different than what Doc had them doing, right? So, there's certain coaches that have that kind of voice that once it hits the locker room, it's resounding. I don't feel like Darvin Ham's voice is like that, whether they had really good talent or, mediocre talent and two of the best players. Like it won't matter. He needs to be replaced.
But does that have to do with, because with Ty Lue, he's not supposed to be just calling out, whoever the coach is not supposed to be just calling out the main guy, LeBron. AD needs to be called out. Like you see it in Golden State right now. The role play, Kuminga and the other guys coming out leaking stuff to them. What? Who are you guys? You ain't earned shit to be talking to Steve Kerr. What is wrong with you, Kuminga? Calm down. But it happened. I don't know where they got the balls to do that. Maybe they do want to get traded. Maybe they hear the murmurs. But it just seems to be a disconnect with the power. And with Darvin Ham, it's like I don't really see him calling out LeBron, and you want to make him the point guard. That means you're going to put more responsibility on him. That means he's the echo to the coach, right? He's the point guard. So you guys talk like that. Do you call him out like that? Or are you calling out AD out like that? So I don't think it's just he doesn't have the voice, because Darvin Ham don't come off like no chump to me. He just, how you get chumped is when you don't have the quality behind your words. I don't think, like, after a while, I don't care who you are, you're going to sit there and be like, word, you're going to come at me, right? You're going to yell at me because you ain't going to yell at him. Well, you ain't yelling at Braun, and we ain't winning. He ain't Braun anymore.
Well, I'm going to be honest. Just watching, and I've seen him play, because like I said, I'm old enough. I don't know what type of basketball mind he has to be a head coach. I just don't think he's good enough to be a head coach in the NBA. I'm sorry.
I don't want to discredit guys that have put in the work. Like when you sit in that seat next to a head coach, that's a lot of work.
Yes. He's done it. Atlanta 7 years, if I'm not mistaken.
Milwaukee for a while. Like he's been under Bud. Like he's been under some decent head coaches. So I feel what you were saying, because some guys you just know that they're head coaches, right? You look at these guys, you hear them talk the game, you hear how they patrol the sidelines, you hear them in huddles, you hear how they players talk, and you just know, like, Steve Kerr is a head coach, right? You just know that he's a head coach. Certain guys, you know. And then certain guys got to work on that craft and really put themselves in a position, to say, okay, he's a quality head coach. Darvin Ham is still working on that, I think. I don't think, he's he's proved that if he gets bounced here, that he'll land somewhere else and actually be a head coach in one of these 30 teams. I don't think he's proven that. Monty Williams, Fabian hates him, right? But the fact still remains. Monty lost a job, or has lost a couple jobs, but he always finds another one, right? He's a coveted head coach. Like, so I don't know if Darvin Ham's put himself in that position yet.
No, once Darvin
I don't
Ham
hate him.
in college, so he done. He ain't get no more NBA jobs.
Yeah.
As much as I don't like how Monty's playing, I think he's overrated. I love your point, Flea, because that's like a rapper with a delivery. Like, his punchlines are okay, but it's the fact that he can really, like, every single word just goes through that speaker, and Darvin Ham hasn't figured that out. Like, I don't think Mike Brown comes off great like that either, but Monty Williams does, in my opinion. He really does come off. He does have the coach swag. He does have the coach. I think so, and so does Thibodeau. Like Carlisle, these guys do. Spoelstra even. Oh, it took him a while because it was like, what is this fake Tiger Woods dude looking, right? But now you can see.
Mike Brown. I'm glad you brought up Mike Brown. Mike Brown may be the example that Darvin Ham has to look at. Mike Brown was under Greg Popovich for some years, won a championship with that Spurs team, right? Then gets a head coaching job with the Cleveland Cavaliers. With LeBron James, they go to the finals, right? Then Mike Brown can't get a head coaching job for like 10 years. He can't find a head coaching job for a decade, right?
Was it 10?
It was damn near 10.
Yeah, damn near.
He was at the Lakers for 5 games, I think, and they kicked him out. Kobe and kicked him out.
We could do the math on that. My point is that he had to go back to the drawing board. He had to go back and sit in that chair for another decade and figure out, okay, I got to change some shit up because I can't get a job. Luckily, he gets under Steve Kerr now, and then he gets this job with the Sacramento Kings. What I'm saying is that Darvin Ham might have to take a peek at that and be like, okay, if I do lose this job, get demoted, don't have a head coaching job, I got to go back to the drawing board and figure out some things. Mike Brown was a hell of a defensive coach, but he couldn't scheme worth shit on the offensive end. He couldn't put, and he was spoiled because he had LeBron James. So now you're not even challenged to be coached on the offensive end of the basketball. So Darvin Ham might have to look at him if he does get, what we all think. I think we all think he's going to get fired. I don't think he's going to keep this job.
But before we, get to this last topic, tonight's game, LA versus Clippers, is a big game, right? But it's crazy, Flea, how you said Clippers is going to thump them. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be surprised if the Lakers win. That's how weird the Lakers are. Because once again, no matter how much I hate the Lakers, because I'm a Knicks guy, they still got LeBron James and Anthony Davis. So, I won't be surprised if they win. And that's why it's taking so long for Darvin Ham to get fired. Because they do have flashes of like, but it can't be consistent for whatever reason. So I just think, Darvin Ham needs to be fired. And I think that'll be doing him a favor because now I think, Fleet, what you just said was a great point that I've never heard nobody say. Go back to the drawing board, go to another organization with a great head coach and be up under them for a couple years to get your feet going again, learn the game more, and then maybe your next head coaching job, you can grow with a young crew. Like what Mike Brown is doing with De'Aaron Fox and guys, a young crew, and you building it and growing with them.
Expectations. You know how much expectations you have coaching LeBron James and Anthony Davis as a Laker? You're the head Lakers.
I wouldn't even took that job if I was him. I know, I don't want that job because that's set up for failure, bro. If you don't win no chip, it's a failure.
That's your
a lot of money.
Job? Come on.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And remember, if you lose, that's money. They fire me because that's guaranteed. Please fire me. I'll take the job.
From a business perspective, 1,000%. But from a basketball perspective, now you're going to be in basketball hell now for the next however long because who's going to want to hire you?
Clutch. I think, but hold on, I disagree with y'all. I think they're gonna get dumped by the Clippers. Like the way LeBron, unless they power him Popeye spinach tonight, bro, he couldn't handle a double team last game. I don't care what those numbers say. The passes he was making, I'm like, this is awful. Like he's just slower. It just is what it is. And he's the head of the snake to me. If the Clippers just are, and then with Kawhi out there, yo, he looks crazy. Kawhi looks like the Terminator.
Is Kawhi in the MVP race right now? I don't hear nobody talking about it.
Nah,
that's true.
Yeah, but I don't think.
But Flea, think about with and without Kawhi Leonard. Like they're a totally different team without him.
He might deserve some consideration.
No. Fabian, before we get to the next topic, if you could real quick, what's Kawhi numbers right now? I'm saying points per game, his percentages and everything.
I think they're 2-2 without him.
Yeah, but just forget that. What is he averaging right now for the season? 3-point percentage and field goal percentage. And what rebounds and assists?
24 games, 6 rebounds, 3.5 assists, 52% from the field. 43% from 3.
That 24 was not enough. He got to be at 28, 29 or something. Because
right,
but he averaging 35 or some crazy shit.
Yeah. But that's the reason why we're saying, like, you asked if he's in the conversation. I'm always a fan of, all right, whoever won MVP, it is what it is. Sometimes it's politics. Like last year, I thought Joker should have won, but Embiid's still in the race. Like right now, Kawhi's not the MVP. Maybe he's not top 3, but the fact that he's top 5, top 7 is an accomplishment. Like he came back for not playing, and I think that question was perfect because without him, these Clippers are nothing, man. I don't care what James Harden got going on. They're not going to win. But go ahead, Flea.
No, I was going to say I think Joel, I think SGA, obviously I think Joker. You know, those 3 guys I think are the clear cut guys that have been playing at a high level consistently, right?
I don't think nobody else comes close after those 3.
Yeah, after those 3 guys, you know, then we could talk about Kawhi,
Tatum, and all
Giannis.
that.
You know,
Giannis, right.
But Giannis, I think Giannis is probably closer up to that.
He might be. He might be. The numbers is crazy.
Yeah, I think he's. Let me walk that back. It probably. Well, damn, because OKC's number 2 in the West right now. They like 1 game out.
Yeah.
Per place.
But Giannis might have to be in that because what are they, for 1 or 2 in the East?
Something like that. They right there too.
And my apology video for Giannis will be coming soon after the All-Star break. If he keeps this shit up, Lord have mercy.
He's incredible.
I keep saying it, Flea. This is the best I've seen him look. This is the best I've seen him look with just on offense. He's never looked as good. That like going left, going right. Once he does the spin move and he stops, the up and under, he had got not an up and under, but the way me and Flea were talking on the phone and just the way he finishes at the rim, he never finished like that. Like just at his layups are just he's not walking,
strong.
Like he's not traveling. But I still, even with that being said, I think defensively he's overrated. I don't want to hear this. Like I like Giannis's game. I just never. I like the fact that his charisma. I never like watching him, but this defense, if he's a defensive player of the year, Brook Lopez is a defensive player of the year candidate. You got 2 potential defensive player of the years, and you guys suck this much on defense. How good are you guys defensively? And you guys are big men.
Very, very good. But you're missing the fact that they had the best perimeter defender in the game on their team. The best, not one of the best. The best by the numbers and by your favorite player's words. Yo, when I see Drew coming at me, I'm like, damn, I gotta go at this nigga tonight because it's gonna be a tough matchup. We heard it from the best of the best. So we gotta stop downplaying like they lost, they just lost a little piece and they're supposed to be. No, it's glaring right now because we finally seeing what he's been all these years in Portland. He was a fucking cone. Damian Lillard, Steph Curry would kill Lillard. Kill him his whole career. Kill him. 60 balls. Kill him. Kill you, Dame. Kill you. So this is glaring right now too, because he's finally next to a team that has they have a defensive identity. And they like, oh shit, I gotta play defense, but I don't know how to. I'm not good at it. I've never done it. I'm a cone and I'm just getting my ass kicked every night. And that's what it is, man. Let's be honest. Let's not. No, Giannis is great defensively. Brook Lopez has turned himself into a rim. Look at Cam Whitmore. Kill him.
Yo.
Kill him.
Dang.
Kill him. That's Cam Whitmore, y'all. 20th pick of the 2023 draft.
That was
Kill
cold-blooded. Lord have mercy.
I'm glad you went to the Dame thing, but remember they're missing Connaughton. They're missing a lot of players over there. It's not just Drew Holiday.
Crowder is in your finest designer every night. He's not on the court. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they keep it real with you. I love we got him, but OG would have been perfect for them.
Oh,
That'd
man.
be nice.
He would have been perfect.
That'd have been cheating. That'd have been crazy.
That'd have been cheating, right? Like that'd have been perfect for them. Like,
Crazy.
That answers a lot of questions. You know that.
You know what's crazy? OG, Philly or Boston. That would have been crazy too. To me, he fits anywhere.
Piece for every team. Whoever he, you know what I'm saying? So I'm glad we got him. Shout out to our Knicks. I'm glad we got him. But he's the type of player that could have helped. You add him to one of those 3 teams that is top 3 right now. That just like that tips the scale for either one of those. Boston get him now. Woo.
Well, what do you think OG would have done with the Warriors? Because Draymond's coming back, and they officially announced his comeback. And I don't know if it means much with what the Warriors have been. Well, do you think he's going to change? Is he a change man? He got the range, man. What do you think about the Draymond suspension being 12 games and where the Warriors are at?
I'll go first. I think he should have been suspended for the year. I said that when it first happened. Draymond Green is out of control. The league likes him for whatever reason. That's why he doesn't get these lengthy suspensions. He literally punched a player in the face. We know people say it happens, okay, but he got caught doing it on camera. Is he going to come back and help Golden State? Yes. As much as I'm not a Draymond Green fan, but is his help going to be where they're going to be contenders? No. Golden State Warriors have a couple big problems. And I said this. First mistake, you should have drafted LaMelo Ball. What I was told, you always draft the best player available. The best player available when Golden State had their pick was LaMelo Ball. So that's 1. 2, Kuminga and them young guys that they've had for the last couple of years never panned out to what people thought they was going to be. So you should have been traded them. The Chris Paul trade, I don't know what that was about. Y'all held on to Draymond Green too long. But I'm going to give y'all one. Andrew Wiggins. You see how many problems Golden State have? And then we didn't even get to Klay Thompson and his contract and how bad he's been playing. I'm saying throughout the season. I know he had a stretch where he was playing real good. Golden State is in a bad situation. If they don't figure out a way to get a Kevin Durant, a Kawhi Leonard, a Giannis, listen, they're going to have to break that up. They may have to rebuild again. I don't know if it's around Steph Curry. But they in the jam, man. But just the initial, I'm sorry to go off because Golden State, I like them. But Draymond Green, even though they got 4 rings with him, he's half the problem. He's half the problem. I'm sorry. Am I happy he's coming back? Yes. I don't want to see no black man lose no money. But I think his suspension should have been for the whole year because he's not going to learn no lesson. Why? He's going to talk crazy to everybody, talk crazy to the rest. He never gets thrown out of the game unless he fights. So is he going to learn his lesson? No, he ain't learning no lesson. He going to still be the same Draymond. In Golden State, y'all guys in the front office, just be happy that y'all had the run y'all had. Because Draymond Green cost y'all, I would say, 2 to 3 rings. The 1 ring when he kicked LeBron and he ran Kevin Durant out, which could have potentially been easily another 1 or 2 championships. So good luck with letting Draymond Green retire as the Golden State Warrior. Big mistake. I think they need to trade him.
Probably this is the first time almost in like NBA history, and I might be exaggerating, but the problem that Golden State has, I don't think I've ever seen another team have right now. They need to go in one or two directions. They like either need to go young and just like try to rebuild around Steph, or they need to just commit to their loyalty and figure out a way to start getting veteran guys in there that are in win now mode. Like one problem with them, they've been waiting on Kuminga and Moody to blossom, right? But then you look at this kid Podemski, and you look at this kid Trace Jackson. That's Dale Davis's son. Trace Jackson Davis, Dale Davis's son. Right. You look at these guys, and these guys are like elevating to the point where they have to play them. Like Podemski is top 5 in the league and taking charges as a rookie, right? So he's out there putting his body on the line, playing defense. So it's like you got to play that kid. Kuminga can't get stopped. So Kuminga's mad about his playing time, but you can't play this kid down the stretch of the fourth quarter because he can't get stops. So now they committed to Draymond. They paid him the money, but then, what does that look like long term? You gave him money for 4 years. What the fuck does that look like 4 years from now? How does he look 4 years from now at $25 million a year? Right. How does that look? Right? I always said Clay should have took that extension for that $48 million. I always was an advocate of that. He didn't want to take that. So now you're going to be in a contract dispute with him. You could potentially be in a position where he walks and you get him, he leaves for nothing. Yeah. Right? So like there's little problems that they have right now. They have a novice as a general manager. I don't care if he was under Bob Myers. Bob got out of there for the reason that it is right now. He didn't want to make the tough decisions that got made right now. So here, Dunleavy, you got to do it. And Dunleavy ain't I don't know how savvy this dude is. I don't know if he's gonna be able to make it shake and figure this thing out. So they got a few problems over there. I think they should be looking to find a big that could stretch the floor. They need to go find a big that could shoot it. I don't know about defense. They got Saric right now. Saric, he could shoot it, but he sucks on defense. Like he's not good at all, right? How much do you upgrade if you go get Lauri Markkanen right now? He's younger. He's a better player, but how much better is he defensively for you when everybody just they thump y'all? They walk all over these. They don't get stops like they used to get. They don't. So they're in a tough spot. They're in a tough spot. All while Steph Curry is still playing at a supremely high level. Yeah. Like superstar level. He ain't skipped a beat for me. He's still one of the top 5 to 8 best players in the league right now.
I can agree with that. Just put the right players around them. I like that Lauri Markkanen, just to think about Lauri Markkanen on Golden State. I do like that though, because if you're worth that much money as Golden State now, you have that much of a fan base, I think it's important to either win or have fun. Because if you're gonna go suck and rebuild, that means you got to trade Steph along with that. There's no way you're gonna rebuild with Steph there. That's stupid, in my opinion. Like Steph's not gonna want to do that, and the rest of he's gonna be yelling at them all the time. He has a certain expectation now. He's not gonna want to be around that. And Lauri Markkanen there would make it fun though. But to your point, Flea, that's a damn great point that nobody's talking about. How the hell did Mike Dunleavy become in charge of a dynasty? Mm-hmm. You walked right in there. Okay, I don't know how much due diligence you did if you had inklings of Bob Myers leaving. But you're in the same position Darvin Ham is in as a head coach then. And we don't know if you're a deer in the headlights. And my thing, probably because of the fact that you didn't go from a Mark Jackson to a Steve Kerr, where that was a clear change when you hear Steve Kerr day in, day out, if you were following basketball. I don't know what you know about Mike Dunleavy, but the change looks the same to me. There's no change because you're still letting Draymond run amok. That's what he's doing. I would have suspended him for the year internally. No, you gotta go. We're done with this. You're not.
Fabe, that's it right there. Shout out to Hoop Fiends. If y'all don't follow Hoop Fiends on Instagram, and I don't plug a lot of pages, but this dude is excellent he's a gem in this space, y'all. Like, go, y'all two that I'm talking to right now, I'm gonna send you his page. It's Hoop Fiends. He is a gem in this space in terms of just breaking down the game, just talking the game. Hell of a dude. And I don't pub a lot of dudes, but he's excellent at what he does. Only reason I'm bringing him up is because he's the first guy that I heard hold Steve Kerr accountable for how he's a part of this debacle that's going on in Golden State. You just said, Fabian, Dunleavy internally should have sat and that team should have sat Draymond Green down. Do we remember back when Draymond Green punched Jordan Poole in the face? Steve Kerr left it up to the team to decide on how we're going to discipline Draymond. He left it up to the team. That's not leadership, right? That's not that's not leadership. You step in and you make a executive decision on a situation like that, right? Or other situations that your team is going through a funk and you say, let me leave it up to the team, let them have a players only meeting and let them get it going. Let me step away for a second. That's leadership. But a situation like that where this dude punched a dude in the face, right? Knocked him out clean. That created, turmoil in that locker room. You as the head coach, you can't leave it up to the team to say, okay, let's vote on how we're going to discipline Draymond. Man, get the fuck out. Be a leader. And you've been a great one for up until this point. Right. Now your leadership is in question. So I won't take credit for that take. I just expounded on it a little bit. Shout out to Hoop Fiends because I saw something and I was like, wow, that's excellent angle that we don't hold Kerr accountable for any of this shit.
Yeah. Well, Golden State Warriors fans they've been going crazy with that for a minute. They've been trying to blame Kerr, and I think as a fan base, anytime anything goes wrong, we tend to just blame the coach anyway. We've done that as Knicks fans. We give Thibodeau his props. Like, it's been 4 or 5 years. You had these, as much as the player development, that narrative, that theme was true in our minds. Now it's like, wait a minute, we see the proof is in the pudding. There are players who developed under you. So now we get to give Thibodeau his credit. He hasn't won a championship with us, but we know how to give credit. So with Steve Kerr, it's like, yeah, you won chips, but dog, what is that? Same thing with Mike Dunleavy. If you were there while Bob Myers was there, where is you got to make your stamp. I don't care how scared you are of Draymond Green. I don't care how intimidated you are by him. You got to be able to close that door and tell him, listen, Draymond, I don't care what you got. You punch me in the face, knock my teeth out. You ain't coming back here till June. I'm sick of you.
Let me ask y'all a question. This might be far-fetched. How would y'all feel? Wiggins and Draymond the Phoenix for Kevin Durant.
I love it. I think if you could pull that off, he should have been there, like you said. I thought that was a major. Again, that's where they messed up in the first place. I get the whole playing style aspect of it. When Durant was there and he goes too much one-on-one, and that's not their style. They didn't like Kevin Durant saying all that. They didn't like him complaining about all that. But that's the organization that needed to marry each other because they have. Come on, he's a shooter. This era is Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, and LeBron. Those are the 3 guys of the last era. Because I shout the Players' Choice. They put that up, end of an era. These guys are damn near all out of the playoffs right now, the playoff picture. So that means, damn, the last decade, they've been at the top of every single playoff picture. I like Kevin Durant finishing his career at Golden State because that would be so ironic.
It's par for the course for what NBA basketball is these days. Like that's that is what it is. So it wouldn't look strange, right? But I think that would be perfect for both teams because now you go forward with Brad and Book as the guys, right? You go forward with that, and you get 2 other pieces that are championship bred, and if you infuse, hey, I just need you guys to play defense and hit open shots. This ain't Golden State. We ain't running the same shit. We don't have Stephen Curry over here. So it's not, we need you guys to work. We need you guys to work. So, yeah, I mean, That's a marriage that should have never been divorced.
Right.
Kevin should be a Golden State Warrior to this day. He should have never. That never should have broke down. He should have been a part of that team. You know, they would have won multiple more championships. I don't know how more, but you know, there would have been a few more championships in that run. Like, yeah, I mean, it would look wild, but it's what the NBA is today. So
that's that toxic ass couple that broke up and now they get back together. I love it. That's they live up upstairs. Oh, you back together again? Oh, word. That's crazy.
But you know, but before we get out of here, for me, that's, you know, you can't waste Steph Curry like this. You just can't. Just like that's why me with the Lakers and LeBron thing. That's why I say, listen, you know, bro, you 21 seasons in, bro, retire. Listen, if you're not going to compete for championships, what are we doing? So I'm just saying, for me, I understand you can still play, but like Flea said, Curry's still at a superstar level. Y'all have to figure it out. The young guys is not it. Let's just call a spade a spade. Kuminga and them guys had light flashes. Them dudes is not it. Now you got Draymond declining. Like I told y'all, Wiggins should have been a rental. You got us the championship, okay. Deuces. Yet once we get your stocks up here, we gonna trade you. It should have been a rental. So to me, they made a lot for them to be so light years ahead of everyone. Remember how cocky they was, Pauls, how smart they was. They made a lot of mistakes at the end of their tenure. A lot of bad mistakes. One is keeping Wiggins. One is keeping Draymond. One is trading for Chris Paul. One is not drafting LaMelo Ball. Listen, so at the end of the day, they got to figure out what they're going to do, because I told y'all, people think I'm bugging. If I'm Steph Curry and Clay, I'm trying to stay together and be the Splash Brothers and end our careers together. I'm telling you, they need to go somewhere together as a package. I would love them with the Knicks. Listen, this is my whole thing. If people want to do something legendary, if Curry and Clay go, I want to go to New York. I don't care what you got to give up. And they win the championship here, bro. I'm just saying, dudes got to start figuring out. I know I'm as far-fetched. I'm just talking, but I'm saying, Flea, guys got to figure out, okay, what can I do to put myself in a better position to win championships? Right now, the Golden State Warriors is in the mud, and now that your man is coming back, I don't think they're going to be in a rush to bring him back. I'm being honest with you. I wouldn't.
Yeah, I don't see what would be the rush to have him back on the floor. What kind of run do you guys think you're really gonna go on? Yeah, are they a playoff team right now? They're outside of the playoffs. They're below 500. You know what kind of run? You know, I would like to look at the strength of their schedule. You know what that looks like for the next 3 months. You know, a lot of shit matters going forward. You know, and then on top of it, the year that they did quote unquote tank, they blew the draft by drafting Wiseman. Like when they got a top 3 pick, they blew that by drafting Wiseman. It's like, so, you know,
that did look crazy though. At the time, I was like, this guy looks amazing. I don't know how it was in college, but because maybe you would have been like, yo, no, he was okay.
Nah,
not impressive.
Decent player, not
a basketball great mind like these guys. I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
I don't know what that was, a favor or something. I don't know. Mob was involved in that. I don't know what that was.
You draft the best player available. The best player available was LaMelo Ball. You draft the dude and you figure it out from there.
Yeah, you kidding me?
What are we talking about?
And he's 6'8", 6'9". You got him, Clay, and Curry.
You
kidding me?
Kerr, be a head coach, be an NBA head coach, and figure it out. Like,
real quick.
Go ahead.
Because that lends me to believe, like, yo, they didn't want LeVar Ball. You know what I mean? Draymond, LeVar Ball. We only allow one Draymond. They don't want another Draymond.
I'm sure that's part of it, which is stupid.
Yeah, exactly. Super stupid. What are you talking about?
But go draft the best player available.
Right. And before we get out of here, Draymond Green resorts to violence because he can't play no more, man. Come on, man. Let's be realistic. Yeah, like, come on, let's be for real. Yeah, he resorts to violence.
Basura.
Exactly, because he can't even eat dirt, man. Call it what it is, man. Get out of here.
He said off the violence like that shit was vodka. Draymond. Yo, gangrene, baby. I know we can't listen. We can't go through all of the comments. Tomorrow we'll probably go through all the comments. Because it's a lot and it's 9:30 our time. Hey, you know, Flea got the early gig. Think I see you, Carla. Nick Pillows in the building. Fish as usual. Mike Lapadula, hilarious. I had a funny joke I can't even say in here. Trying to look for it again. Stock seeing you, of course, in the building, making my day easier. P.S. You're new. I never seen you before. I'm gonna put your OG brings a calm defensive game, smarts with a 3-pointer like cool hand loop. That's an old school reference. You are showing your age, young brother. Yes. So you know, for Sportsmen, we'll be back on 8 o'clock though for Wednesday. Wednesdays, Sundays, 8 p.m. Any earlier, we're gonna shout you out. You know, we gotta follow us on Instagram, hit us on there. Twitter will hit you on there. We'll let you know we're on earlier, but Wednesdays, Sundays, 8 p.m. for Sportsmen, Fabian PerspecTV, all we live, Flea, Mr. AllBall. Dom was with us, but he's working as usual. You know that guy's the hardest working man in LA.
Shout out Dom, drop him, man.
You already know, man. We out of here. AllBall, suckers.